Every year it happens like clockwork. The ball drops, the confetti falls, and something shifts inside our minds. Psychologists call it the fresh start effect. It is that sudden surge of dopamine that convinces us this year will finally be different. We tell ourselves that this is the moment we get our financial life together. We promise to save more, spend less, and finally build that safety net we always talk about. But then February arrives. The initial motivation starts to fade into the background. The spreadsheets you created on New Year's Day have not been opened in 3 weeks. The strict budget you swore to follow is now a distant memory. It was broken by a dozen small purchases you barely even remember making. If this sounds familiar to you, please listen to something very important. You did not fail because you are weak. You did not fail because you lack willpower. You failed because you were fighting a continuous war against your own biology. You were trying to win that war armed with nothing but a spreadsheet and a wish. Today, we are not going to make another empty resolution. Instead, we are going to build a machine. We are going to design a system that bypasses the flaws in your human brain. This system builds wealth for you automatically. It ensures your future is secure, so you never have to rely on willpower ever again. Before we can build this machine, we must understand the true enemy. The enemy is located right inside your own skull. In the world of behavioral finance, there is a concept called hyperbolic discounting. This is a fancy way of saying that your brain values a $5 coffee today much more than $100 in savings next year. That immediate hit of comfort and caffeine feels real and tangible to you right now. However, that future $100 feels abstract and distant. To your brain, it feels like a problem for a completely different person. Evolution did not design us to save for a retirement that is 30 years away. Evolution designed us to survive the immediate winter. It taught us to find food today and to avoid predators in the moment. When you try to save money using pure willpower, you are asking for trouble. You are asking your brain to choose the pain of deprivation over the pleasure of spending dozens of times every single day. Think of your willpower like a phone battery. Every time you resist buying that new gadget or a fancy meal, you drain a bit of that battery. By the end of a long day, your battery hits 0%. That is exactly when the what the hell effect kicks in. You feel like you have been so good all day that you deserve a treat. You blow the entire budget in one evening and promise to start over next week. The only way to win this game is to stop playing it entirely. We need to take the daily decisions out of your hands. We need to treat your money like a professional plumbing system. Imagine your financial life as a series of pipes and storage tanks. Right now, for most people, their income is one big pipe flowing into one messy bucket. We call that messy bucket your checking account. The money splashes in, and because you see a large balance, you feel rich. You spend from that bucket, you pay bills from it, and then you panic when the balance gets low. This is what we call the reflexive spending trap. To escape this, we are going to install a central hub. This is still your primary checking account, but it has a very specific new job. It is no longer for daily spending. It is strictly for routing. From this hub, we will create automated transfers that happen the instant your pay or Social Security arrives. The money moves to where it needs to go before you even wake up to check the balance. Pipe number 1 flows directly to a tank we will call the Iron Vault. This tank is dedicated to your fixed costs and essential living expenses. Typically, 50 to 60% of your income should flow here. This vault pays your mortgage, your utilities, your car note, and your insurance. This account is set to automatically pay every single bill you have. You no longer decide to pay the rent every month. The system simply pays it for you. You are now protected by default. The stress of remembering due dates is gone from your life forever. Next, we have pipe number 2, which directs money to the time machine. This is for your long-term investments and your future security. 10 to 20% of your income should flow directly into this tank. This could be your 401k, your individual retirement account, or a simple index fund. By automating this transfer, you are paying your future self first. You make the painful decision to save only one time. After that, the wealth building happens in the background while you sleep. You never have to feel the sting of moving that money manually ever again. Now, we must address a difficult reality that many people face. According to recent data, the median household approaching retirement only has about $200,000 saved. For many, that number feels far too low to provide a comfortable life. If you are in that position, you might feel like it is too late to build a system, but the opposite is actually true. When your resources are limited, a system becomes even more vital. A system ensures that not a single dollar is wasted on things that do not bring you value. It helps you maximize what you have and protects you from making emotional mistakes. If you have $200,000 and you let it grow at 7%, it will double in about 10 years. By automating your system now, You ensure that growth happens without interference. But a good financial system cannot just be about restriction and saving. If you only focus on the future, your present life will feel like a prison. That is why our system requires a third pipeline. This pipe flows into what we call the fund tank. This is your guilt-free spending money. This is usually the 20 to 30% left over after your essentials and your future are taken care of. This money is yours to burn. You can spend it on hobbies, travel, or those expensive coffees you enjoy. And here's the best part of the entire system. You can spend this money with absolutely zero guilt. Imagine buying something you love and knowing with total certainty that you can afford it. You know your iron vault is covering the bills. You know your time machine is building your legacy. You have earned the right to enjoy every single penny in this fund tank. This is not a budget that punishes you for being human. This is an engine that you build one time to serve you for the rest of your life. It short-circuits the irrational parts of your brain and puts your goals on autopilot. It frees up your mental energy so you can focus on living your life rather than managing your money. I know what some of you are thinking right now. You might feel that your life is too messy for a system like this. You might worry about what happens when the car breaks down or an unexpected medical bill arrives. We call this system drift, and we have a plan for it. Every good machine needs a pressure valve. Before you start filling your investment tank to the brim, you must fill an emergency bucket. The flow from your hub should go here first, until you have 3 to 6 months of expenses saved. Once that bucket is full, the valve automatically closes and the money redirects to your wealth-building tank. This is your built-in buffer against the chaos of the world. To keep the system running smoothly, you should schedule a quarterly meeting with yourself. Are there any leaks in your spending? Do you need to increase the flow to your future self because you got a raise? In this meeting, you are no longer the stressed worker struggling to survive. You are the architect and the chief executive officer of your own life. The true value of this money system is not just found in the math or the interest rates. The true value is the mental freedom it provides. Imagine waking up next year and realizing you do not need a resolution. You do not need to get back on track because the system never lets you fall off. While you were out living your life, your bills were being paid. Your savings were growing. Your investments were compounding in the background. The small seed you planted in your time machine tank has quietly grown into a forest. You are enjoying your family and your hobbies while your machine built your freedom. Do not rely on your willpower this year. Willpower is a finite resource that will eventually fail you. Instead, rely on your design. Build your machine. Take 15 minutes today to log into your bank account and set up your first automated transfer. Even if it is only $50, start the flow. Once the water starts moving through the pipes, it is much easier to increase the pressure later. Stop trying to manage your money every day and start designing it for the long term. Focus on building a life that you do not need to escape from. The path to true financial peace is not paved with struggle. It is paved with smart systems and intentional design. Your future self will thank you for the machine you build today.